Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So today we will see UML Unified Modeling Language. Okay, before starting this, हमने जो ऊप देखी थी once we already have discussed कि इससे पहले हम क्या लिखते थे, नॉर्मल प्रोग्राम लिखते थे. उसमें क्या होता था, हमारी एक हम दो चीज़ें करते थे. एक तो हमारे पास हेडर फाइल हुआ करती थी और उसके बाद फौरन हम मेन बॉडी में अपना नीचे प्रोग्राम लिखा करते थे. So this setup is okay when you are learning, when you are at the beginning stage. So you have a header file and you have a body. So your body will use all the functions that are included in your header file. So you know all this. तो यहाँ पे आप functions भी use करते थे, classes भी बनाते थे, तो you do all these things. So later on, हमने जब classes बनाना शुरू की, we found the reason कि when you increase your software size, आप एक सिस्टम का सॉफ्टवेयर बनाते हैं, तो उस केस में क्या होता है, यू नीड मोर सिंपल वे ऑफ डूइंग प्रोग्रामिंग. उसके लिए क्या करते हैं, यू अंडरस्टैंड योर डोमेन और द सिस्टम जिसके लिए आप सॉफ्टवेयर बना रहे हैं, एंड देन यू फाइंड आउट व्हाट आर द ऑब्जेक्ट्स, राइट. सो यू ऑब्जेक्टिफाई योर प्रोग्राम. तो ऑब्जेक्ट्स को प्लेस करना अपने प्रोग्राम में इस तरीके से प्लेस करना कि दैट शुड सॉल्व योर प्रॉब्लम. तो हमने उसको क्या कहा, ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग हमने इंट्रोड्यूस किया स्टडी, राइट. ओके, so the object oriented programming makes easy to develop a software, a bigger software, like for some organizations. तो उसके लिए हम ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग इस्तेमाल करते हैं. एंड we found various benefits of object oriented programming like reusability, uh, uh, abstraction, inheritance, and all of these things. So the inheritance again helps in reusability. So encapsulation, all this comes in object oriented programming. अब हम आते हैं कि once you learn how to make objects of certain things, अब उसको, अब जो आपके एक ब्लूप्रिंट्स होते हैं किसी सिस्टम के या सॉफ्टवेयर के, अब उसको अपने किसी दूसरे को समझाना हो, ट्रांसफर करना हो, या अपने लिए उसको डेवलप करना हो एक बड़े सिस्टम को, तो उसके लिए आप किस तरीके से उसको मैप करते हैं या उसके लिए डॉक्यूमेंटेशन करते हैं. फॉर दैट वी से यू नीड अ लैंग्वेज, वी कॉल इट यूनिफाइड मॉडलिंग लैंग्वेज. अब ये क्या होता है, ग्राफिकल बेस होती है, इसको हम शो करते हैं. अब उसमें हम जब कोई कंसेप्चुअल चीज या ब्लूप्रिंट्स व्हेन वी शो राइट over the paper and you in a document, so we want to hand over to someone to make him understand कि जो आपने सॉफ्टवेयर बनाना है उसके क्या कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स होने चाहिए, उसमें कौन कौन सी चीज़ इंक्लूड है, कौन कौन सी नहीं है. To make them understandable, for that thing you need a language that is called unified modeling language. So you, what you do, you try to do model of the things. So अभी things क्या है, we will see in coming slides to understand what it is. So this is an industrial standard graphical language which specifies visualizing and constructing and documenting of what, of a system. एक सिस्टम को स्पेसिफाई करना, विजुअलाइज करना, कंस्ट्रक्टिंग एंड डॉक्यूमेंटिंग ऑफ ऑल ऑफ दिस. The graphical notation in object oriented analysis and design of a software project. That's a graphical notation of analysis and design. These are two different domains in a UML, Unified Modeling Language. It helps to simplify the process of software design actually. So UML mostly used in software engineering subjects, right? But here यहाँ पे हमारे लिए क्यों understand करना जरूरी है, because it can comes in continuity of our previous knowledge. So from simple programming, beginning level program, to object oriented programming, from object oriented to the development of a complete solution or a software for an organization. For that you need some language. So why you need UML modeling? Because software design blueprints, actually you know what the blueprints, जो हमारे जहन में एक ख्याल होता है उसकी कोई डॉक्यूमेंट की फॉर्म में नहीं होता. So जो आपका ख्याल है, the ideology, the concept in your mind, when you want to transfer it to someone else, you need some documentation. But that documentation need to be understandable for that. So that documentation should have components, elements, objects, what the linkage, relationship, whatever all of these things that actually defines the system which reside in your idea, in your brain, should be representable or explainable to someone. So that helps you to how to draw the blueprints in your mind of a software for someone to understand it, or even for yourself. So for that, you need a graphical notations are used which are helpful for clear communication, then imprecise natural language and too detailed code. What that means, natural language जब हम बोलते हैं that is a bit explanatory. When we write code, वो further detail होती है और जो कुछ हम बोलते हैं natural language में, इंग्लिश में, उर्दू में, जो भी आप बोलते हैं, so उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल्स होती हैं. So you need lot of time to manipulate it in your mind and then extract the knowledge what you want, what you want to understand out of that context, uh, out of that text, to make the context के भी ये क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं. So उसको simplify करने के लिए the graphical notations make it more simple, clear, with more information. So it helps acquire an overall view of a system. So UML, it's independent of any one language or technology. UML does not depend on natural languages. तो उस इसके अपने ही rules होते हैं, but those are graphical way to represent things so that make it more easy and more simple. So it simplifies the software design process, as we have said in our previous slide. Similarly, it has two phases or stages, as we said earlier, that analysis and design. What analysis does actually, it creates you find the requirements from the end user for what to analyze it, to understand what is the requirement by the user to develop a software, or what is the requirement of a system, how it works. So the behavior किसी system का समझना, that comes in analysis part. In design part, you need to design the objects. आप क्या करते हैं, उसको understand करने के बाद, analysis part को समझने के बाद क्या करते हैं, आप उसको objectify करते हैं, उसके objects बनाते हैं, then you figure out how will objects work together, उसके linkage आपस में. So the objects and their relationship to show the processes of our system uh, are in a static form, with the relationship between objects and non-objects, between objects and programs, something like that. All that makes design. जब हम डिजाइन की बात करते हैं, you need some diagrams which are using UML. For that, it has three basic building block of a UML. That are things, relationship, and diagrams. Things हम next lecture में इंशाल्लाह देखेंगे. Relationship and diagrams we will see in our coming slides. So the things of that, it has four uh, type of things, that are structural things, behavioral things, notational things, and grouping things. So these things, when we will explain in detail, if you know these things and their proper notation or graphical representation, then you will be able to make the relationship among these things, right? So these are the relationship actually are dependency, association, generalization, specialization, realization के लिए इस्तेमाल होती है. किसके अगेंस्ट में? out of these things उसके लिए ये relationship इस्तेमाल होते हैं. अब हमारे पास है diagrams. We will see diagrams in coming slides. So what diagrams are actually, what UML is at this particular stage. It states that the graphical representation of a set of elements rendered as a connected graph of vertices. Vertices are nodes or objects. We call it things. And arcs relationship. जैसे ये मैंने एक डाली आर्क, इसको हम रिलेशनशिप के लिए भी इस्तेमाल करते हैं. तो where we place it and what are the blueprints or the ideas that need to be on the paper or on the document or on some software to represent someone's idea kya hai, we will see in detail. So the diagram usually we use, these are the class diagrams, object diagrams, use case diagrams, sequence diagram, collaboration diagrams, shortcut diagrams, activity diagram, component diagrams, and deployment diagrams. So from the names you can understand, you can guess जब हम क्लास एंड ऑब्जेक्ट एंड यूज केस की बात करें तो हाँ यहाँ पे हम किसी सिस्टम की वर्किंग की बात कर रहे हैं इन द सिस्टम in its process or in a static form. All of these things are required, right, to represent how system is working. So for that we need to understand which kind of diagram should be presented ताकि हम ये differentiate कर सकें कि ये जो diagram है ये class की है या object की है या use case की है. Those should have different. So the difference among these are those diagrams need to have some standard diagrams. So that is very important क्योंकि standard diagrams you shouldn't forget and those diagrams which we are going to discuss. So today we will see these three class diagrams, object diagram and use case diagram. Rest of the diagrams we will see in coming slide, in coming lecture inshallah. Sorry. So the sequence diagram and collaborative diagram combined together is called interaction diagram. Let's see class diagram. So you see, as I said, we will have a standard diagram. So if you see this diagram, like this one, this is how a class should be represented. It has three parts: the class name, attributes, and its operations or functions used in a class. So this is how your class should be represented. So what class diagram is? A set of classes, interfaces, collaboration, and their relationship. That's called class diagram. Set of classes, interfaces, collaboration, and their relationship. Most common diagram found in modern object-oriented system is class diagram. In most commonly diagrams, you will find the class diagram is most common because the classes shows a functionality and its attribution together. That is what our system's object requires. So address the static design view of it. So we are not talking about the dynamic actually. It's a static view of a system. So you do arrowhead, it shows the relationship, right? Like here. So these are some. That's how it should represent the relationship with each class. अब हम देखते हैं इसमें that the parent class or the base class, rest of the class which are derived from this class are actually child classes. And then we also have the last class, and then like we have square is the last class in this hierarchy, and this circle is the last class in this in its inheritance, and then the line, and in this line this is the polygon is the last class. So we call these as leaf class or leaf classes. So like we have a shape. So what is the purpose of class? So similar functionality may be used in its child classes. Like the rectangle is a shape, circle is a shape, polygon is a shape. But for the rectangle, you need some corner point. It's not corner; it's a corner point here. You require for circle, you need a radius, and for polygon, again, you need a list of points where you want to draw the polygon, right? And that's the base class. This is the attribute. These are the operations. These are our leaf classes. And what is generalization? That shows actually the relationship, all of these, that shows the generalizing the concept of relationship or connectivity of different classes. Then we have object diagram. Object diagram shows a set of objects and their relationship. An object diagram represents the static snapshot of instances of things found in class diagram. So we have class with some attributes and an operations, but in object, what we do, we represent that with some object like C is an object of a company, D1 is an object of a department, D2 is an object of another department, right? So this is how we objectify some resources or the systems component. Secondly, object को हम क्या कर रहे हैं? We represent with underline. So these all are underlined. So this is a bit different from the class. कि यहाँ पे जो हमारे object name होते हैं, those are underlined. Then we have a use case diagrams. A use case diagram shows a set of use cases and actors. Two things. show a set of use cases, यूज केस जो किसी फंक्शन में लॉजिकली या कॉन्सेप्ट के इस्तेमाल होते हैं, एंड देन एक्टर्स विच आर फिजिकली are the are non-physical like virtual programs, the program. So special kind of classes and their relationship. So for a use case diagram, you need these three things: use cases, actors, and their relationship. So a relationship between use cases and actors, how we see it. Let's see. Next, it address the static use case view of a system. ये हम पहले देख चुके हैं कि जो हमारी diagrams होती हैं वो क्या होती हैं, system का static representation करने के लिए होती हैं. So especially important in organizing and modeling the behaviors of a system. System का behavior किस तरह का है, that shows in use case diagram. So we saw the object. Before object we saw the classes. So object is extension of class, in other words, समझने के लिए. Then use case is represent the behavior with the help of object and classes. Let's see how we see it. Suppose if you have a subsystem of a bank, हम उसे बैंक ATM से कहते हैं. तो अगर हम उसको ले रहे हैं, what you need, if you go on ATM, you need to check your balance, deposit some fund, withdraw some cash, you need transfer funds, need some maintenance or repair. So these are use cases of a system. So use case only does not show the behavior. To show behavior, we need some actors. So we see we have a bank is an actor that acts on these use cases. We have customer and we have a technician that works on these use cases. So which actor will have relationship with what kind of use case? We need to represent with these lines, which actually shows the relationship between actor and the use cases. So either you have to check balance, deposit fund, withdraw some cash, a transfer fund, a maintenance, a repair, all that belongs to the bank, and bank will have authority, other will have direct relationship with all of these use cases. However, for a customer, do you think customers should have relationship with repair and maintenance? Absolutely not. So the relationship of customer will have relationship with the use case like a checking balance, deposit fund, withdraw some cash, and transfer funds. And while a technician shouldn't have relationship with like checking balance or withdraw cash and deposit some funds, technician should have a relationship with only maintenance and repair. So to represent that idea of a system to someone, you can use the use case diagrams. So that those three diagrams we have seen to represent our system. Rest of the things, inshallah, we will see in our coming slides are coming lecture, inshallah. By the way, what are things जो हमने पहले भी देखा था, उसमें things हम किसी में हमने चार चीजें की. Those were structural things, behavioral things, grouping things, and annotational things. These we also will see in our next lecture. So students, if you have any problem with your ongoing activities, please resolve it. I will take class either you like it or you don't like it. You already have wasted a lot of time और आप मिसकम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं मुझे कि यू हैव सर्टेन इश्यूज. अगर आपको ऐसे इश्यूज हैं, सी आर मुझे बताएं. अगर सी आर मुझसे कम्युनिकेट नहीं कर रहा, आई विल नॉट टेक इट एज अ ऑफिशियल थिंग. So I will write an email to your HOD or the administration. Rest of the things you know and your department will find कि आप ऐसा क्यों मिसगाइड कर रहे हैं किसी फैकल्टी मेंबर को. ठीक है. So any question so far? Any question? Okay. So when we talk about the structural things, हमारे पास जो it is a static part of a model. It represents elements that are either conceptual or physical. अब स्ट्रक्चर में क्या होता है हमारे पास, like classes, interfaces, collaboration, use cases, active classes, component, and nodes. These all are the structural things. So structural things help out to chalk out how system actually externally works, or how the components work together. That's a skeleton of your system. So for that, you need these components, which are classes, interfaces, collaboration, use cases, active classes, component, and nodes. So how to represent these things in some shapes. Let's see. If we have a class, when we talk about the class, is a description of a set of objects that share the same attributes, operation, relationship and semantics. जैसे हमने अभी पीछे देखा, उसमें क्या था, हमारे पास सबसे पहले क्लासेस थी, जो ऑब्जेक्ट था दैट्स द एक्सटेंशन ऑफ क्लास. मैंने क्यों कहा था, बिकॉज जैसे डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ सेट ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट्स, तो जो कुछ ऑब्जेक्ट करता है उसकी जो डिस्क्रिप्शन होती है, एक्सप्लेनेशन होती है, वो क्लासेस में होती है. एक ऑब्जेक्ट होता है, उसकी some characteristics, it works as an entity should have some attributes and it should show some relationship with something else, something with some other class or some other object. It may also have some operations and it also makes some sense why this class is there. तो उसको शो करने के लिए हमारे पास उसी तरीके से थ्री पार्ट्स होते हैं, जहाँ पे हमारे पास ये क्लास है, ये एट्रीब्यूट है और ये इसके ऑपरेशंस है. वी ऑलरेडी हैव सीन इट. सो जहाँ पे ये डायग्राम डाली जाएगी और उसकी जो रिलेशनशिप किसी दूसरी क्लास के साथ क्रिएट किया जाएगा, that will make the systems classes. Then other we have interface. This is a collection of operation that specify a service of a class or component. Interface क्या होता है? It's a front end कि यूजर को डिफरेंट तरीके से नजर आता है, but that works as a service of a class. So class will run at the background, at the back end. On the front end, we will see that we are having these outcomes out of this interface. So it describes externally visible behavior of that element and attracted to the class or component that realizes the interface. So इंटरफेस को हम रिप्रेजेंट कैसे करेंगे, किसी डॉक्यूमेंटेशन फॉर्म में, एक सर्कल की फॉर्म में शो हम करेंगे. अब इसके बैक एंड पे क्या होता है हमारे पास, इसके बैक एंड पे हमारे पास कोई ना कोई क्लास होती है. सो जो इसके बैक एंड पे एग्जीक्यूट हो रही होती है, रन हो रही है. तो फ्रंट एंड हमारा क्या होता है, बैक एंड को हाइड कर रहा होता है. बट जो एक्सटर्नल व्यू होता है दैट हेल्प अस टू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ इंटरफेस ऑफ फ्रंट एंड इज दैट वर्क्स फॉर आवर एंड यूजर. इसी तरीके से हमारे पास होते हैं collaborations. It defines an interaction while having structural as well as behavioral dimension. Collaboration need to have the behavior thing of a system and the skeleton of a system. So the skeleton में जो हमारे पास component या elements है, how they are working and for what, that's actually our behavior. So usually this is represented with the oval diagram, with a dotted oval diagram. This is also a given class may participate in several collisions. Then we have our use cases. use cases अभी हमने देखा, उसको understand करने की कोशिश की. This is actually a description of set of sequence of action that a system perform that yields to observable result of value to a particular actor. हमने देखा उसमें different operations है बैंक के, उसके साथ हमारे पास तीन तरह के actors थे. Actors have different have their own relationship with different use cases. So इसको हम शो करते हैं किसके साथ, ओवल के साथ. और हमने जो बड़ी रेक्टेंगल थी दैट शोज द सिस्टम, और जो एक्टर होते हैं वो सिस्टम से बाहर होते हैं. जैसे हमने अभी यहाँ पे देखा, ठीक है, जो है ये एक सिस्टम को शो कर रहा है. एक्टर विल बी आउट ऑफ द सिस्टम. सो व्हेनेवर दे विल एक्ट with any use case, we will represent with some relationship. Sorry. So that was about use cases. So these are the things that we use in our diagrams. So जब हम use cases के बाद बाकी diagrams देखेंगे, इंशाल्लाह we will explain the rest of the things altogether. That will make sense of a UML, Unified Modeling Language. Similarly, the classes we have another type of class. We call it active classes. This is just like an class, except that its objects represent elements whose behavior is concurrent with other elements. It represents physical packaging of classes, interfaces, and collaboration. Packaging क्या होती है? It's like your header files, right? So इसको हम कैसे represent करते हैं? इसके जो border होते हैं, ये हमारे पास क्या होते हैं? Hard border होते हैं, right? So we have our class name here, the class name, and it has some functions. So this is how our active classes are represented. Then we have components, a physical and replaceable part of a system that conform to and provide the realization of a set of interfaces. That is called, that is what our component is. So we will continue to discussion all of these things in coming lecture. That will be a final lecture for us. इसके बाद आपको course complete हो जाएगा. And try to be in touch for your last class. फाइनल पेपर भी उसमें आपने रिसीव करने हैं. अगर आपके इश्यूज हैं, those belongs to you, लेकिन ये भी important subject है. You have to pass it for your degree requirement. So any questions so far? Okay.